Welcome everybody. Hello, VMC, BA Tringer, Sir Frogman, Wild, KJ in Ohio, New Marshall. Welcome everybody. I made a new rounds sheet, but now it won't load and it's completely black, so who knows. KJ says coconut 40, do 039, do 037, do 039. Hey, Coin Cody. We've got a box for New Marshall tonight. So I updated my rounds, and that's what it's showing, is black. Coke Zero Orange 39. Oh, I forgot to write down all these years. I was saying them, but let's see. VMC. Wild. Frogman. 39. Chris Holmes 39. New Marshall, Fresca Peach, 36. Coin Cody, Fresca Peach, 38. That one box Pa had sure was wild. Hey, Chris Holmes, Jimmy Licari, hello. Fresco Black Cherry and 40. That's for Jimmy. I missed Saturday's stream because I had to go out of town. So I didn't get to watch it, unfortunately. I'd ordered some more coins, like some V-nickels and stuff, and what's funny is I got 2 gold-plated ones. It was like, what the crap? Got my copper round a few days ago. Thanks, DHC. You're very welcome. I need to get of these out. I went through and I put all my rounds and put numbers, so now I don't have to sit there and try to figure out which one's which. I can just go in and pull it. Hey, JC Lex Pam, Mountain Dew Zero 39. While we're doing that, I'm going to start grabbing some of these coins out that we're going to need. New Marshall got the nickel pack. The first one I pulled out, it looks like is a 1920, if it'll focus. Not too bad. And it is Philly. The next one will be 1937, also out of Philly. So there's your Buffaloes. Grab the average war nickel. The first one that pulled out was a 1945 out of San Francisco. We need a BU war nickel, if I can find them. That's the B nickels. For the BU. There we go. There's a penny sitting on top. This one is a 43 out of Philly. Let me just flip that up for you there. Is there a slot bounty? No. I could do something like that though. And I need, those are Indian heads. V-nickel. That one's a little bit slicker, so let's get a different one. This one is a 1911. So we've got your AU war nickel, your V nickel, your regular war nickel, and your two Buffaloes. I think I've got drinks in years from VMC, KJ, Chris Helms, Queen Cody, Wild, New Marshall, Jimmy Licari, Sir Frogman, JC Likes Pam. Did I miss anybody? If so, throw it back in there again. And to show you that new one that I made up that's not loading for me, it looks like that. I've added a few more options on the bottom. I haven't got all my rounds. I picked up a bunch, but I've got some of those gold foil notes, both Dragon and some of the older years. So that is a few options. And again, I can send it to you in an email. All right, anybody else that need to get years in? Just looking at my list, see if there's anybody else that I said hi and didn't see, but nope, don't think so. All right, well, let's get that started. And the drink tonight, Dr. Pepper, creamy coconut, 0. I think it was KJ that had that. So his name goes on the wheel. That's yummy. Got a box of nickels here. Do have, I think, 3 more. Hopefully I'll pick some up Wednesday. Hey, Crafty, did you want to still get in on the year, the oldest year? You're welcome to. Because I haven't finished opening the top. You just missed the drink. It's the coconut 0, and you're saying 36 already. And again, I reuse the sheet, mark them out, and then that way they're all fresh. My daughter opened those Canadian rolls, and we'll do a little video or something on it. I recorded it, and so she said thank you to KJ. She thought that was cool. Nothing seeing anything jumping super out, but let's get this started and see what we can do. Hey, Garrett, welcome. I did get the rounds set off for, there was 4 rounds that I had that I sent out today. I do have Keith M. I don't see Keith yet, but I do have his pack to send out tomorrow. I just figured I'd wait until tonight and see what we got. And the other one is AG, same thing on that. So instead of sending a package and then if you win something and end up spending more money, I'll just figured I'd wait a day. So glad to give her a thank you. I'm not sure if I'll stream on Thursday. I might. If someone really wanted to have a box, I would do it for them. But with Thanksgiving, you have football and... New Marshall, did you need a 2025 Denver? I'm sure I've asked you before, but I don't remember, so... If you do, let me know. I'll throw that in. If not, I'll throw it into the bank. Please, okay? That is set off to the side for you. I don't include it as a find, but if someone needs 25s, they let me know and we get them for you. I usually only get Denvers here. I rarely find any Philly. Roll 1, and it's a zip. Same here, you usually have to buy Phillies I need. Yeah, I mean, once in a while you come across one, but not often. Hopefully we'll have lots of guessing tonight. You never know, because sometimes a box would be crappy. For Keith M, for example. So even though it was no frills, I still had to make up something. I just couldn't do that. Leave it with just those few finds. But hopefully we'll find some good stuff. I've seen quite a few 2008s, but no 2009s. I got home from work and someone is parked in my covered spot. Usually it's the Airbnb people that park there, and happens frequently. I think I had 4 rolls of 25D nickels from the bank. That'll hurt when you get them because you want to search them, but still nice. I've got 2 boxes of 2025Ds. So usually once they kind of leave and you know go to dinner or something, I usually go out and move my car to my spot, because I don't want it to be like snowed or whatever. It just helps protect it. Do you have any boxes of pennies? I have a box that I'm saving for my kids. I unfortunately can't get them from my bank, so if I had a bunch I would put those up, but with the one I have, I'm just saving it for my kids to hunt, unfortunately. So technically I do have a box, but it's not for sale. My son doesn't really do pennies much. It's my daughter that does pennies mostly, because she likes finding those leafies. 2 rolls a day here at Wells Fargo. They let you have 2 rolls. Well, after a while, you'll be able to have a full box. This 25 days, so it'd take you 5 weeks, but still. I have 0 boxes. When they first announced they were going to stop minting them, they told me that they were being told if they order them, they probably will not be filled. And they put an order in hoping to at least get some before they quit doing it, but so they'll no longer get pennies. Yeah. I don't understand it, because people are still, turning them in. There's 100, 200 billion in circulation if people just dump them in to, the bank. Oh, the bank, yeah. I think it's a cop-out. They just don't want to go through the hassle of ordering them and that sort of thing. I think it'll be one of those things where the hype will die down, and then people will be like, we've got boxes of pennies if you want to order them. First 64D. So I guess we'll see. My problem is they'll order a bunch of coins and then they only get part of it because they can only get so many, and then they forget to order the others that I wanted. So because only half of an order comes in, the other half just gets forgotten about, so I have to keep placing them. So it gets a little annoying, but I have every year mint from 09 to 25 in an album. Another 20 years, it might be worth something. First one of the night. So we recorded her opening them and kind of going through them. And I need to get a Canadian penny album so she can start filling it. So that might be a Christmas present. So I'll have to order it. Because there's no places locally, of course. This week the pop is on sale, so I got to make sure that I go tomorrow before it ends. I think it's this week's. So once in a while they run it for 2 weeks, but it's just one, I think. But it is, if you buy 5, you get them for $5, $6 each, $5 each. It's soda, not pop. Nope, it's pop here. I grew up with the pop. Down here they call it pop. So basically, if you buy 2, you're getting 3, well, 2.5 for free. So we got a Canadian that we can search for. Let's finish up these guesses and I'll put that one in. The last few of this half of a roll. And I'm going to go with Chris Helms being the last one. So it is a Denver 57 Canadian. You can guess the year on that if you'd like. And I'll look through and get the names of who won. There we go. So 57, we had a 55. Oh, KJ got it. VMC got it. Both exactly on. So it's a Canadian. You can guess the year on it. We'll go through this half of a roll and then we'll flip it. Should have enough time for people to put guesses in. That was pretty nice. All right, I think we'll flip it. $1986. Who had 86? Anybody? We had an 81. Looks like the closest. So I would say Jimmy by being the closest. The drink was Dr. Pepper coconut cream. Hopefully the box picks up, but hey, Jim Thompson, greetings from the Outer Banks, North Carolina. Hopefully everything's going good for everyone. Had my kids on the weekend, but ended up taking them home last night because their mom is working on Thanksgiving up at the hospital. She's CNA, and so because she's working that day, they decided to do Thanksgiving dinner last night. So I took them home. Otherwise I would have had them and taken them to school. And I got a whole bunch of new rounds that, well, not necessarily new, but more. Some of them I needed replacements of because they're kind of popular. The one I had gotten, I think, 4 in, I ended up giving 3 out in 2 streams. So I have 1 left. It's a 64D. So I took a old hot sauce bottle jar that I get, and then went to the pictures, and that was number 1, so I put a number 1. And I got 2 of those, and then I got a number 2, and so on. There are some that I have entire, 2/3 of Walking Liberty, so I didn't put all those in that. If there was a couple of them I did, but I wasn't going to put all 13 of them or something because that's just pointless. Don't know if you guys have ever seen these type of rounds. I'm not giving it out, but I'll show it to you here. Got a couple 5-ounce. My hell, would you quit popping up? So you got a Loch Ness Monster. It's colorized. 5 troy ounces. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of a like 3D look to it. But this is the one that's really kind of cool. It's kind of got a 3D effect, so if you kind of look at it, it's raised, and supposedly there was only like 5,000 of these made or something, but that came in one of my bundles that I'd gotten, so I was like, I like those. It was like, wow. That's what it kind of made me actually end up buying the bundle, was because of those two. I wasn't like really caring much about the other ones because they were mostly just duplicates. But I was like, that is just cool. Here's your first 2009. Received my walking liberty today. Thank you. You're very welcome. I've got many more walking liberties, as you just saw. I have a whole tube of those. Well, 2/3 of a tube, plus a few in my thing down there. So and these are all the same ones. Did you give out the colorized Trump? Yes. The colorized bar with Trump, with knockout Biden. How much does a full tube of copper rounds cost? It depends on the rounds and stuff, but usually copper rounds you're getting, like if you're buying them single, they're about $3. If you buy them by the tube, you can get them for like an entire tube, usually about $2.50 or so. It depends on the style, like which kind it is, because some of them are more popular, so they of course charge more. So if you're not really caring about which kind it is and just wanting to stack copper rounds, you can get them. Like if you buy them in bulk, you know, like if you bought 100, which would be 5 tubes, you can get them for about $2 each a round, so about $40 a tube, because there's 20 in a tube. Ooh, and sorry, it's out of focus again. We got another one that we get to guess. Love it when you open a roll and then you go, ooh. I usually buy kind of assortments. You know, just sometimes it's whatever they have. Like, you know, we're selling 35 of them. Whatever is in stock, we just choose. Tonight's drink, Dr. Pepper, creamy coconut. And we got a third one. Alright, let's finish this guess, because we got 2 more that we need to put up there. So this roll had 3 of them so far, and I haven't even finished that other half. This one is a Denver, and it is a 1959. The next one in the roll. Let's see who got the 59. We had 58, 58. Oh, KJ and VMC both got 59. You guys are racking up the names tonight. So obviously it's a war nickel, so the hint is 42, 3, 4, or 5. If you guess something other than one of those 4 years, I guarantee you, you will be wrong. But I do usually throw that out there because some people aren't familiar with what years. Just like when it's a Buffalo and someone's putting like 41 or something, it's like, no, it's not. Nope. You might want to re-guess because it's going to be wrong. So, all right. Let's say we don't have a ton of people in here. There's only 15, so we should have enough time to do that. All right. VMC threw up hands. I'll let Coin Cody in at 44 because I hadn't flipped it yet. And it is a Philadelphia 1945. So you got silver in the box. And the third one in that roll. So 45. Who got it? Hey, Larry Downing. Welcome. You got it. Congratulations, your name is now on the wheel. And thank you, KJ. I appreciate the arrows to help me find where it's starting and stopping. Especially when you have a bunch of them like that in a row that if I didn't have something like that, I'd have to put like a period or something to know where I left off at. And again, if you do win the Wheel of Names, you do not have to be present, but you do need to claim your prize. So if you do leave, you at least have to rewatch the ending part to see the Wheel of Name if you win. I do that because it's a game throughout the night and not everybody can stick around for that whole time. Alright, got about 5 coins left, so we'll finish this up. There should be enough time to get your guesses in. Get 3 coins, 2 coins, 1 coin. Perfect timing. It is a Denver, and it's a 52. 52 Denver. Let's see who got it. We had a 58, a 48, a 53. Looks like the 53 with KJ and VMC. What's funny is KJ and VMC have both had 3 guesses. And so either they're just copying one another to make sure that if they win, they both get names on. Or they're just lucky. I think it's pretty lucky. Not like pretty, but I mean, as in, it's more, you know, guessing correctly, not following one or the other. I'm bad at guessing. Well, you got 3 of them on there tonight. Going to copy 2. I stink at it. Yeah. It's one way of doing it. I have a shadow. Yes. Or are you just sneaking up behind VMC? Maybe someone's peeking over my shoulder. If so, that would be weird. It'd be a long look. Well, considering I live alone and the door, of course, would open. We don't see your shoulder, just your hands. True. Buckeyes have to stick together. We found 2020 or 2009s, but we haven't found many 2024s in our hunts. If you don't have points or you need more points, tag one of the mods, they can add them. Or myself. I always look for the 75 high D, that is not one. One of these times I might actually find one. Another one, but it's not high. What's funny is the Wyoming, there's only one university. It's the Wyoming Cowboys. And if you see someone with a Wyoming plate out of Wyoming, like say for example here, you go, "Go Pokes!" Not everybody's going to know what that is, but if you're from Wyoming and someone yells "Go Pokes," you know exactly what they're talking about. I forgot to check to see if the Broncos won yesterday. Or no, it's a bye week, I think. Yeah, I think it's a bye week if I remember right. Oh, speaking of (2024), you've now got an 09 and a 24. Maybe we manifested it by saying we never find 2024s lately. We don't find V-nickels. Can't remember who I was watching the other day, but they laid out a roll and had a V-nickel in it. I've never had, I think, 2 buffaloes in a roll, but I have had multiple in a box. 3 cops just went up the street. Love the raised one. And there's a few rounds that when I get them, I put them in with my collection. But I now have one that is a, if you're from Wyoming, at least in my area, you'll know about the jackalope. It's a jackrabbit with antlers. From Douglas, Wyoming, which is just down the road from Casper. So I picked up some, and there was 3 or 4 jackalopes. Still waiting to see one of those. That is true. I have seen a taxidermied one, but I don't think that quite counts. I don't have it in my box because I don't have a picture, but these are rounds that I need to get pictures of to put on my list. But it's Fear the Jackalope. And the back is just kind of normal, but yeah, that is a jackalope. So I do have those. I got a few others in. I got a Vietnam, a Colt 45, In Weed We Trust, a few Lincoln Cent, Wheat Penny, a few like that. So like I said, I haven't got pictures of them, but I guess technically if someone wanted, they could do that. I've got a couple of these. I have no idea what it is. Irie. The back is cool though. I'm not guessing all those nickels on the table. Any 1999 P DDO DDR nickels? I haven't seen one. Is that a liar? I'm not sure exactly what that is. Looks like it's E with an accent and then IRE. It's a harp. It's got some squirrely doodles and a sun. And then the back it just says copper. I like the back, but yeah, I'm figuring it's like Ireland, but Gaelic name for that. Okay. Yeah, I figured it was something like Ireland, or something up there, but I had no idea. I've never seen that one before. Daryl Simmons, welcome. I haven't seen you, I don't think, before. If I have, it must have been a while. If you provide content, you guys are welcome to put !me, and it throws your channel link up. Help people find other channels and that sort of thing. You do have points. I think you have to be in here 5 minutes if you have been, then we can add points. Let's make sure. Yep. I just like to go through and double check that I'm subscribed to people, because I have had YouTube unsubscribe me from channels for no weird apparent reason. Stopped in to drop a like. I'll try to come back later. Been sick all day. Oh, that sucks. Well, if you come back and end up winning a prize, I haven't sent your package out because I was waiting until tonight, just in case you were here. And if not, I'll send that out tomorrow. Good medicine and rest. I have a ton of leftovers this week, and made a bunch of creamy tomato pasta, and kids ended up not really eating that much because they had already been with friends and doing things that day. My son had gone out of town. Like I said, I went out of town with my daughter. My son was over in St. George with friends doing a church thing. So he went to Panda Express with his friends. Amazingly enough, I've never been to a Panda Express. I have had leftover Panda Express that my son didn't eat one time that he brought home. But I myself have never been to a Panda Express. On Saturday I took my daughter to lunch, and it was a place we've been to before, and I got the Reuben. I didn't even finish half of my sandwich. I was just kind of full. So I brought it home, which is good because the bread needed a little more crispiness to it. It was not toasted enough to my liking. Alright, that half a roll is done, so I'm figuring people should have enough time. 2009 are fun to find. Yes. Oh, hey, welcome, Lyle. I'll let you in because we haven't flipped it yet. It is a Philadelphia, and it is a 47. Year my dad was born. Who was the winner? Let's see, we had a 48 and a 48. So I'm looking JC and Daryl. I haven't copied the test and lost. You never know. I did also pick up, besides some rounds, I picked up a few of those gold foil notes. One is like Year of the Dragon or something, so it's got dragons on them. And then the other one was the old school bills from like the 1800s and stuff like that. So again, you don't have to be present to win, but if you do win, like if you leave, you do have to make sure you send an email and say, hey, I won X prize, you know, the wheel or whatever. And I can't get it to pull up, but I'll show you this is the new one that I made up. I threw a couple of the dragon ones down at the bottom here, and then a few of these old money ones. I put a box around these, so that's like 28, and that one is 29, so it's a front and back on top and bottom. So if you win, I can email that to you. Like I said, for some reason I cannot get it to pull up. It something's weird. I'm thinking it's something to do with OneDrive, because it wasn't working the one night, and then now it's working, but now nothing will actually stay where I want it to. And where it was pulling from, it's trying to pull from that, but it's trying to pull from a different area at the exact same time, so I'm thinking it's some kind of hitch with it being open. So I'll play with it later. That's the nice thing, is I can take the air fryer and I can crisp up that bread and of course warm it up, because it was barely toasted at all. It wasn't the best Reuben I've ever had, but it wasn't, you know, bad. This is roll 20. I do have openings for next Monday. I probably won't do it on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. Everybody will probably be watching football and with family and everything. But I do have Monday. I will stream next Monday. And then the weeks after that. So I do have those couple different options. Tonight, New Marshall has gotten the full box hunt with the nickel package. Hey, Gatita, I sent a round out to you this morning. It went out in today's mail, so you'll probably get it whenever you get your mail. I know around here it takes longer, but I did get that sent. There was 4 of them I sent out. The one I finally got in for Scott up in Wyoming. Hey, Copper Owl, welcome. It's been a kind of a slow box. We've had a Canadian, an 09, a 2024, 2 from the 40s, and 3 from the 50s so far. Just opened roll 21. You're very welcome. Because it was the one that I hadn't gotten in yet. I got those in on Saturday, I think. But I think I'm down to 1 left of those. There was, I think, 4 or 5 in the ones that I got. Oh, Jim Thompson. New Marshall has popped a Buffalo. Let me tell you this, it is not in the best condition. You can see it's no tail, barely any horn. Got a good one, Tatonka. Still a Buffalo, yep. So we've got a War Nickel and a Buffalo. You just need to find that V Nickel and you get that Shield Nickel bounty. Been having some good nickel boxes. Yes. Alright. Anybody else want to get in on that? So far it looks like I got Scott, Sir Frogman, Jimmy, Copper Owl, New Marshall, Crafty, Chris, Gatita, KJ, Jim, Smoker, Wild, and VMC and JC Likes Pam. So I don't see, let's go to scope because I'm pretty sure don't know what happened there, but I do not see a mint mark. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing a date on that. Someone who might be better at it might be able to tell, but I'm saying it's a dateless. So I put everybody that guessed has their name on the wheel. So I guess if you want to find it here, you'll have to nicodate it. Because I'm not seeing anything. If it'll focus. So, there you go. So because it was a dateless, and I knew it to begin with, I was just, I figured everybody wins. So now, okay, now do it again. But hopefully we'll find a nice dated one like we did the other night. It was a 37, but it was full horn and tail and legible and had not been worn. Part of it is because it's 1937, but we got a 63. We'll look for a triple die reverse, TDR. Not today. So far, the first 2025 I pulled out for you is been the best one. I've been comparing them, and so far the first one is the best one. So looking for the P, but I highly doubt we'll find a 25P. But in my hunts, it's one of those that if you need a 25, then I will pull them out. I know some people don't find 25s. I finally started finding some 25s in my half dollars. I found something the other day I had never found before. Let me go grab that. It should be right on top. When I opened it up, it was this half dollar. I'm like, that's interesting. Hey, Maple Leaf. It's a George Washington 1982 San Francisco proof commemorative 90% silver. I'd never found one of these before, but it's a 82. It's the first year they did a 90%, from my understanding, after they ended it in 64. So this is the first year of a 90% proof, I guess. But yeah, it's a 90% 82 San Francisco proof. What's funny is the San Francisco has a higher mintage, but if it's in mint condition, it's actually worth more than the non-proof. So that was kind of cool. I'm so jealous I go through rolls and rolls. Nice find. Yeah, sometimes for a while there I was actually down to 0.4 silvers per box average. And then I've gotten quite a few decent boxes. That one had 2 90s in it, I think it was. Another 2 boxes before that, I had a total of 4 90s and 3 40s out of that. One box had 2 silver Sammies of a 90-40 combo. And the one box, it was roll 49 when I actually found my first thing. So with a bunch of those later ones, I finally have brought my average up to 0.7. Still averaged right about 18 NIFCs a box, which to me is crazy. And they're not all 2018s either. You know, you see channels, they'll search a box and they get none or, you know, 1 or 2 NIFCs. If they get 5, they're like, holy cow. And me, I'm averaging like 17.96 per box. I don't find as much silver. I'd gladly turn the NIFCs into silver, but yeah, anyway. I just keep track of them. I don't usually keep them unless I'm building a set or looking for some upgrades. And I've got 2 sets I'm actually building because I was like, I've been finding a ton. I might as well start getting another set. So one of them I don't have a ton of, but the other 2, one of them I'm only missing 1. I can't remember what it is. It's like a 2013 or something. And the other one, and it needs some upgrades. So There's some pretty tough looking ones in there. Guesses! Get your guesses! There is a year on this one, so not everybody will win unless you all put the exact same day. I like it when you find a 2009 and a 2024 instead of just 2009s. Half a roll and then we'll finish. About 10 more coins. Hey Isaiah Moses, welcome. Still got about 7 coins. If you want to throw a year in there for your guess, you're still able to get in. I've got 5 more coins. Another 64D. So I'll look for hands, and as soon as the hand goes up, I'll flip it. 64, okay. One person got it, and I think that was it Sir Frogman? No, it was Wild. 1947. So that's our second 47. Congratulations. I've got to where I don't like capitalize and everything and put the full name. I'll just, like on the wheel, you're labeled as Wild. So if there was multiple people with the same type of name, then I would, but it doesn't usually happen. I'm getting those hours built up. Takes a week for it to update, but I'm at almost 1,400 now, and just like 2 months ago I was at 400. So slowly getting up there. We have 20 watching with 17 likes. If we get to 25, we'll do a 25 like giveaway. If we get to 50, we'll do a 50. And I might even make it a kind of a specialer one. on the hunts and stuff, I've been trying to tag people instead of just putting who it's for. Don't know if that helps or not, but I know I've gotten some notifications where it's like, you were tagged in a video, and you know, it was like a couple copper rounds that were received. You know, they just did a mail call type thing. It's kind of cool. Got about 10 more coins and they'll flip, so you should have plenty of time to get it in after searching through a whole roll. So about 5 seconds. I saw that video too, yeah. So I like the mail calls. It's kind of fun to see people you know, do a mail call and stuff. So it is a Philadelphia, and it is a 46. So 1946 Philly, another 40s, not a 47 this time. And let's see who got it. 46. We got 48. 47, that's Jim. 46, Larry, right on. Larry's exactly right on. I picked up an auction, and it was like 6.5 ounces of silver. It was like $8.90 in face value, so full price would have been like $320 or something. And I picked up the lot for yeah, it was an update notification for my lot that I won. But I picked it up for $270, and Jim, are you on the wheel? Anybody that was there when the Buffalo was got on the wheel. But yeah, it's like basically 6.47 ounces or something. It's $8.90 face, and I got it for $270, and the full value was $320. So basically, I got it for $50 off. So I couldn't complain about that. Sometimes you can get good auctions on eBay. I found one that it was basically a bunch of world coins, but there was also some American silver and stuff in it. And so I got it for less than the actual cost of silver, because I knew a couple of the foreigns were silver. So I was doing it for the rounds. Cause Ruckus and the wife needed boxes moved. Now I'm back to listening, watching. Oh, gotcha. So yeah, I got silver for less than melt. I do find some deals like that I don't know why they don't get like bid on, but I only go up to a amount that I'm willing to bid with. Like this one, it was free shipping, but I factor in the shipping cost. And if I can get it for less than face, then, or less than melt, then I throw a bid in. This one I went up to 290, but I ended up winning it at 270. So, but yeah, 6.5 ounces of junk silver for what is that? 80%. 270 out of 320, 85%. So I got 15% off melt. About the only way I can find coins, because around here there's no coin shops and no one wants to sell. But yeah, you know what you do. It had some, I first came across it because it had a bunch of copper rounds in it. I'm like, okay, those are kind of cool. And then it was all the silver, and then there was a whole ton of foreign. But on a couple of them, I knew that the ones I saw, there was the Walking Liberty, $50. There was some, can't remember exactly what, but so I knew that silver amount. And the couple foreign that I could tell, there was like a, it was a European one, I believe. And I knew that that year or older was silver because I happened to look it up because it looked silver. And so I was like, okay, I can get this. Basically doing it for the copper rounds, but if I can get the silver too, then great. And if I can get it for, you know, take out the silver rounds and still pay less than silver price, then win-win. That's what I did. Sometimes you have to scour and scour and scour the listings to find those. Roll 30 is done. I also go on because sometimes you can find deals. It's funny when people are selling it on eBay for more than what Amazon costs, like on, you know, some Lego sets or something. And because I was looking at some, and then I'm like, dude, why would I buy them on eBay if I can get it cheaper on Amazon? It makes no sense to me. So I found a couple good ones. It was a Grogu. It's like 800 piece Lego character set thing. I got it for like $30. Brand new. Sealed, everything. Then I got some one of the characters, it's a white and blue and stuff. I got the helmet, it's like 900 pieces or something, and I got that for like $40. Yeah, and I don't get how people think a lot of times it's like that's a deal, and it's like, no, it's not. I spent 5 minutes on Amazon and found 3 that were cheaper. What I like to do is find the ones that are buy it nows, and then I stick them in my watch list. Because what tends to happen is if it hasn't sold right away, people will send a, you know, best offer thing, and if it's like, you know, sometimes it's like 5% off, and it's like, yeah, it's not worth it. But I'm like, if I can get it for whatever, I'll do it. So I counter it, and they end up accepting. So I rarely actually bid on items, rarely. But like I said, I usually stick them in my watch list, and then I get offers. But, you know, sometimes you make an offer and they go, nope. And it's like, well, I'm not making a deal on it because it's not worth it if I pay what you're wanting me to pay. But I usually check Amazon, and then I check, you know, eBay's, if I'm looking for something that, you know, I can kind of be cheap sometimes. And I don't want to spend $70 for a Lego set when I can find them for $40. I got one, the guy, it was a buy it now offer. And so I said, okay. And I got a message from him saying, did you get that? And I was like, no, I haven't even got a shipping notification. He's like, my employee screwed up and I think sent you the wrong tracking info. I was like, oh, that's probably the UPS one that's going to somewhere I have no idea where. It's not where I live. And so the other day it arrived, but he had kept in communication, so I didn't ding him on that, you know, because he was like, hey, my employee screwed up. If it doesn't come, I'll rectify it. But, you know, please let me know one way or the other. Alright. I'll unwrap this one and then we'll do our guessing. It is a Philly, unfortunately, because it's a 48. If it was a 48 San Francisco, it would be a semi-keyed 8. 40s have actually come ahead of the 50s now. I did see one at least. Chris Helms got it exactly on. Yeah, that was the other thing, is I found one. I'm like, holy cow, that's a good deal. It's like $30 cheaper than the store, and it wasn't like a heavy item, and they wanted like $25 for ground shipping. It's like, dude, this thing should cost you less than $5. I know, because I send packages out quite often, you know, on my stream. If you do a hunt, basically it's going to be coming in a bubble mailer, and almost always it's somewhere in the low $5, about $5.20 or so. Once in a while you get a $4.99 or something like that, but it's like, I am not paying $20 for something that literally costs $5 to send. It's like, that's why you listed it so freaking cheap. So when I do a bid, like if I am bidding or something, I factor in the shipping cost also. So it's like, if I saw something like that and it's like, okay, I pay $50, but you want $30 for, or $20 for shipping. I like it when Dad holds my package for a bit. Depends on the package. Like I said, I do have 2 right now, one for Keith and one for AG. I just figured, if they win a wheel, I can throw it in for no extra. And I do use Pirate Ship because it saves me money. I've looked at other services, like some of those other ones, and by the time I would pay for the membership or whatever it is on some of them, or you have to buy the machine, it's like, no. But I can send a 0 to 4 ounce package, and then it's goes up to 8 ounce package, and then it goes to 12 ounce, and then once you go over 12 ounce, it goes to a pound. So like when I sent BH Ringer his, because he had a couple of them that he had done hunts, and I think there was 3 different hunts, plus he won a couple rounds and stuff like that. So, and it was going to Canada, and you can send it regular for like, I think it's $10.99 or something. But then I kept adding the stuff to it, so it ended up being over a pound. It was like 20 ounces. Ended up costing me like $17, but when you factor in it's over 3 different hunts, then not a big deal. But I got notification that it's in Canada. It's, I think, in customs. I don't know if it's cleared customs or if it's waiting to clear, but I don't see why there would be any hang up because I put all the harmonization numbers. So if you're sending packages, you have to put harmonization number stuff so they know if it needs to have tariffs in that. So hopefully I did it right. If they do charge him tariffs, then I'll just pay it, because that would have been my fault. A Pirate Ship, you can have them send it to a place in the US, and then they like take all of those packages and send them like at once, and so it is able to save money, but it's not the quickest, obviously. But the reason I held it was the postal strike was going on, and so they weren't delivering any mail. Then they went to the rotating strike or whatever, like, I don't remember what it was, but I don't know if it actually ever got resolved, but I know that they started accepting packages again. But yeah, if you get a hunt, basically I plan on just over $5 for shipping a bubble mailer. With the holidays, they raise it, so they were like $4.70 and $4.80, but then at the holiday time they raised it, so now they're usually about $5.15, $5.30 area. Too bad someone doesn't open up a new delivery system at half price. It would close the UPS. Well, that was the other thing, is like you could still get it up there through UPS, but it was not cheap. With Pirate Ship, the nice thing about it is you put in your dimensions or whatever. I have mine saved. It's just with the dimensions, and I have a small, a medium, and a large, which is the 4, 8, and 12 ounce. And So I just stick the address in, and it will say, here's, if you send it by UPS, and here's if you send it by USPS, here's the cheapest, here's the quickest, that sort of thing. Once in a while, UPS is actually a couple pennies cheaper, but I just go with USPS because you get the tracking and everything, and easier to use for me anyway. Got another Canadian. Speaking of Canada, Jim manifested a buffalo and it popped out. Got another one to guess after this. I'll unwrap this roll. Hopefully everybody's got some guesses in. You got the date up, LOL? Nope, the date is not up. It is now. It's an 86. That's Canada number 2, and they're both from 86. Let's see who got 86. Anybody? 84. 86, Jimmy. There you go. Did Larry get it too? Oh yes, Larry got it too. Thank you. Larry Denning. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. I was gonna say I saw Jimmy's, but I didn't see Larry's for some reason. But you guys are great. I was going to use like one of those, I think they call them a drawer organizer or whatever. It's like the thing that you put your toothpaste, and it's the same sort of like size. But when I was there, they didn't have any. It was like if I go to buy one online, they wanted like $5 for it. I'm like, what the crap? So I was sitting there and came across my hot sauce box. My brother sends me his hot sauce that when he buys the stickers from Sticker Mule, if you get over like $100 or whatever, they give you a free bottle of hot sauce. And so he accumulates them, and then he comes and he gives them to people, but he gives me a few. Like he knows he's coming down, he'll save up a couple. And that's what that box is. So I was like, that looks awfully right size. So I tested one and it worked out exactly perfect. Alright, finish up the guesses on this one, and I don't have another one to guess, but there you go. It is a Denver Mint Mark. It's a 48. Unfortunately, it's a Denver, not a San Francisco. We'll just double check, but I'm 100% certain that is a D. So another 48. Let's see who got it. 48, Smoker exactly on, Maple Leaf exactly on. Yep, those are the two that I saw. We watched one of the dumbest movies. It was horrible acting. It was not a Hollywood blockbuster, let's put it that way. I think it must have been some independent one, but it's called America is Sinking. Oh my hell, don't waste your time. Roll 41. Yeah, it was... like, even their plot, like, didn't make any sense. Was Polish Hornet? Nope. Never seen any of those actors, and hopefully never will. They were... like, the one dude, it was an army dude. And I called him the Timu John Cena. My stepdad just randomly puts movies like that into a queue, and me and my son were over there, and so he turned it on and we played it. But yeah, America is Sinking. It was on one of the streaming channels. But yeah. Sorry to say, I have no idea. All I know is the army dude that was in charge of helping do some stuff was like a Timu or a Wish John Cena. I mean, sometimes you get a bad movie and it's funny just because it's so bad. This was like, no, it wasn't even like so bad it was funny. It was just so bad it was bad. So if you ever want to waste some time, it's called America is Sinking. I mean, sometimes you see one and it's like, that wasn't great, but obviously it was an independent or something. But this, it was like, oh my hell. With the Temu or Wish John Cena, it was maybe made by Temu or something. Sorry, that wasn't nice. True, but not nice. You know, sometimes they come across the movie and it's like, okay. Usually kind of finds the older ones like The Creature from the Black Lagoon or It Came from Outer Space. So somehow when he came across that, he put it in his list, so... Yeah, I don't even know if it would have been in theaters. I doubt it. And like I said, it was like obviously some independent company or whatever. I think a high school drama team could have done a better job, honestly. It is a San Francisco, I think. I'll let Jimmy in at 47 because I hadn't flipped it yet. It is a 53. So 53 San Fran. Who was the winner? 53, you got Smoker. Anybody else? Just Smoker, I think. I mean, I don't watch, or mind watching, like, independent type, you know, ones that are made by some no-name company and they just do independents or whatever, but... Yeah, it was... Anyway. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. More... Well, this is roll 7. And we have not got to 25 likes yet. It's been going for almost 2 hours. Hasn't been the greatest box. Not horrible, but not the greatest. $19.2. Not bad. When my daughter was here, we changed out her... She had told me that I could do it, but I figured, nah, we'll let her do it too. So it was a... Maybe time for another war nickel. Well, Jim... Like I said, you manifested a buffalo and popped it. Manifested a war nickel, popped it. I'm telling you, you need to manifest that V nickel. One of these times I want to give away a bounty and not the quicker picker-upper. So when you get an 04 and 24, 2 war nickels, a buffalo, 4 from the 50s and 6 from the 40s, besides the war nickels. I was gonna say it's probably just a regular one, but then it's like, it's a war nickel, so it can't just be a regular one. Yeah, Larry, you might want to recheck your date. It'll be a 42, 3, 4, or 5. So if I were you, I would retract that guess and choose a different year. So war nickels are 42, 43, 44, and 45. There you go. That looks like a better one. Alright. Everybody got guesses in, I think? It's a Philadelphia. I know sometimes it's hard to see with the angle and stuff, but there you go. And $43. Or nickel number 2. Who had 43s? We had VMC, Chris Helms, New Marshall, Jim Thompson, Maple Leaf, Coin Cody, Sir Frogman, so VMC, Chris Helms, New Marshall, Jim Thompson, Maple Leaf, Coin Cody, and Sir Frogman. Just popped a number. Well, you have a 25% chance of getting it. And I didn't even see when you'd put 47, I think it was. I didn't even see it until someone had mentioned. And then I'm like, oh, yeah. I try to help people out and know that there's only going to be those 4 years. They transitioned in 1942, so not all 42s are silver. But all 43 4s and 5s are. And of course, the way you can tell is that big mint mark over Monticello. So if you have a 42 with a big mint mark, it's a war nickel. 35% silver. Those are running about almost $3 each, I think, right now in silver value. I think it's usually roughly about the same as a 90% dime. The 90% dime obviously is way smaller, but it's more silver, you know, because it's 90%, whereas a war nickel is only 35, but war nickels are bigger. I want to say it's right about the same value as the dime. Well, that one's yucky. After we're done, I'm going to go see if they've moved their vehicle. I mean, the spacers are numbered. They've got the unit numbers painted on them. And some of these people just go wherever they want. There was one guy that, it was years ago, but he had parked there and I come out and I was like, just so you know, this is my spot, yours is the one next to it. And he's like, oh. I was like, not a big deal right now, but you know, when you come back, please take your own spot. He left. Came back, parked in it. I even benefit of the doubt. The next day, same thing. So I just put a note on his windshield and I said, if you do not move your car, I'm going to have it towed. It is legally my spot and I'm tired of parking in a spot where I shouldn't have to park, especially being a resident here. I said, so you need to move it or am I going to have it towed? Because I was kind of fed up after couple days of this, and he knew what he was doing. He was just like, whatever, it's closer to my door, I don't care. And I'm on the end, so I mean, I still have to go down to where it's parked, but magically it moved and never parked in my spot again for the rest of the time he was there. I'm not usually mean and petty like that, but when you blatantly flaunt a request that you're just too lazy to walk an extra 6 feet, because sometimes they'll park there when they're unloading their, you know, car or whatever. Not a big deal. Usually they'll park in their regular spot. But there's also a trailer basically parked right in front of my door, so I parked right next to the trailer because they're not supposed to park in there either. This is a San Francisco. $43. Third war nickel. That's about $9 in value. Hey, AG. So 43 we had Sir Frogman, Chris Helms. If I can spell some of these. Maple Leaf. So Sir Frogman, Chris Helms, and VMC and Maple Leaf. Oh, sorry, forgot to put that one up. I was like, why is nobody guessing? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't put the second one up. So AG, we've had a 09, a 2024, 2 Canadians, Buffalo dateless, 3 war nickels, 4 from the 40s, and I think 4 from the 50s, and 5 from the 40s, and then whatever this is. Box started off a little bit rough. I also always flip the nickels over when I'm looking at them to look for the mint mark, just to make sure I don't miss a San Francisco, because sometimes a proof can get pretty beat up. I've done that before where I flipped it over and it's like, wait a minute, that's an S? Like, it does not look like a proof. Last one. Except for the first couple of times that I streamed, I've had 25 likes every night. Except for, like I said, the first few times. Alright. Oh, you're good, Wild. I haven't flipped it, so you're in. It is a... whatever that one is, Philly, another 47. So let's see who gets it. Go all the way back up to the top. I got 48, 48, 48, 48. Looks like 48s. There's 4 of you, it looks like, I think. So, AG, you're on the wheel. New Marshall. Maple Leaf. And Jimmy. That's the one nice thing with someone unliked. Hey, you never know. I've had nights where someone had their name on the wheel one time and they won. If you're on the phone, you can just double tap your screen and it will put a like on there, I believe. I am hunting New Marshall. He offered, and I said right now no one's there, and he sent the money, so it's his box. But yeah, I believe on phone you can double tap the screen and it's the same thing as going and clicking the like. So 2024. 2009. 2 86 Canadians. That 25 that you need. Not a find, but I'm throwing it in. We got a 47, a 48, a 48, a 46, a 47, and a 47. So 1 46, 3 47s, and 2 48s. So a total of 6. The 50s, we had a 53, a 52, a 59, and a 57. So 4 there. We had the dateless Buffalo, 3 war nickels, 43 P&S, and a 45 P. So let me write all this down. What was it? 2 Canadian, 6 from the 40s, 4 from the 50s, dateless Buffalo, so 2024, 2009, 2 Canadian, 6 40s, 4 50s, a dateless Buffalo, 3 war, and your 2025, like I said, not a find, but I include it. You memorize all the dates to look at closer, or do you have a cheat sheet? It depends. I do have a cheat sheet more for remembering these ones than key and semi-key and the mintages. But I do have all the other like errors and like DDOs, D over Ds, that sort of thing. I don't use this part too much. It's usually more for the semi-key and key date because I don't remember which one's which most of the time. I also do one for pennies because those I can never remember. Okay. Oh, I forgot to go through the 64s. So let's do... First is a 63 Philly, so there's a triple die reverse that we can look for. Ones like this, I just remember, you know, like 63 Philly, 64 Denvers. That's what I need to do. I haven't done it long enough to remember any dates. I do have these cheat sheet things. You know, I've got a penny, I've got a wheat nickel, I've got a clad quarter, I've got like a dual-sided. I do 1 penny and then 1 wheat penny. I have a dime. So I do have those. And if you want those, send me an email and I'll send them to you. As I made them up, and anybody's welcome to use them. I do have other ones that I 25 likes. Okay, let's do that while we're doing the 64Ds. I was afraid we weren't going to get it. But I do have sheets that I've made up that you upload them onto Google Doc. And then when you download them, I would recommend saving them as an Excel file. Oh, and I don't think I ever actually went off of that. But yeah, I've got the nickels, the dimes, wheat pennies, clad quarters, regular pennies. Some of them I do two-sided, like silver quarters, on the clad quarter, the other half, that sort of thing. So, like I said, I've got a bunch of those on my channel page for like keeping track of your stack. I have it upload or automatically load with the silver and gold prices, and then it calculates my stack of melt value, the numismatic value, face value, stuff like that. But yeah, those cheat sheets, if you want it, just like I said, send me an email and just say, hey, can I get those cheat sheets? I've just got an Excel file that I made it in, and because it's easy to do that for me. I do all kinds of stuff in Excel. And then you can always tweak things the way you like it. And right now I just have the youngest pull the Wheaties. I got to figure out something to keep her attention with the other denominations. LOL. Luckily I was able to get 2 boxes. Oh wow. I would love to get extra boxes of pennies. Like I said, I've got a box, but I'm saving that for my kids, since I can't get them anymore. At least want to have one last hunt with them. If I find more, I would, you know, like I said, get so got 18 entered. It's probably going to stop, but I will reopen it for just a few seconds. And it stopped, so we'll resume. I have to write those down so I remember to do my little recap thing on it. Alright, I'm going to close entries. You should have enough time to get in. Let me go to this one. And we're going to pick our winner, not our nose. Larry! Congratulations! Send me an email, dadhuntscoins@gmail.com, and what I will do is send you a copy of this, and then you can tell me which number you want. These ones at the bottom are new. I haven't got these ones in yet, but they're in the mail. But I did get these in today, and then, so just let me know. Like I said, I'll send you a copy of that. Let's complete that one. We need the oldest of the box, we had it was 43 because the Buffalo is dateless. Was it 43? So are all the pre-38 guessers on the wheel for oldest? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because a Buffalo is going to be at least a, you know, if it's dateless. And I'm thinking anybody that had 38 or older, I'm just going to put on, since pretty much everybody would be on there because we don't know the date. So 38s or older were Coin Cody, Wild, Marshall, Crafty, so 38 or older, Coin Cody, Wild, New Marshall, Crafty. So 4 of you. We have 53 names. I'm just going to shuffle. Yeah, 39. Yeah, there was a few 39s. There was a 39, a 39, a 40, a 40, 39, a 39. But a Buffalo would be at least 38 or older. So anybody that had 38 or older, you're on. Shuffle a bunch of times and then randomly select. Awesome. So there was 53. We're just going to remove him and just see. He had 2 names on there. And time for end of stream. I'm just going to throw that up there so you can kind of see. If you can tell what you want off of that, you can just tell me. But if you want to, like I said, a copy of it so you can look at them more up close, you can. Because on this, you can get zoomed in pretty well. Oh, that's right. I put the Colt. That's got a number on it now. And the Colt is number 17. So I can put that in 16, 16, 16, 16, 17. I can't remember what the other one I put in. I think it was 15, but I don't know where that one is. And I do have some other ones that Like I said, I have the jackalope. You didn't do wheel? Yeah. Maple leaf one. And then we removed his name, so. Actually, I forgot to add everybody that wanted a wheel, so I'll do another wheel. Type in wheel because I forgot to add people on. So VMC, KJ in Ohio. AG, JC likes Pam. Hey, welcome Otis. Welcome, David. All right. So I had VMC, KJ, AG, JC, Otis, Wild, Queen Cody, not Queen, Jim, Maple, Chris or Frogman, Larry Downing, David, Scott, Crafty, Smoker, Gadita, and Bella's Forge. Did I miss anybody with the wheel? I'm going to do wheel 1. This will be wheel 2. Okay. Yeah, usually I can do like actual typing. This is kind of hard because I'm looking at 2 screens at the same time, but I can do about 60 words a minute, and on my 10 key calculator I can do 300 keys per minute. So I'm thinking everybody's got wheel in. I don't see anybody else, so we're going to shuffle. And then randomly click. Queen Cody, congratulations. I'm going to close entries. This is for the end of stream. Looks like we got 18 people in. Winner is KJ. So there we go. And again, I do have this. I do have a few others that I don't have in there yet, such as the jackalope and Lincoln Wheat Scent, In Weed We Trust, Vietnam Veteran, Bohemian or Abominable Snowman, the Jersey Devil, and a few others are COVID-19, 2020 pandemic, and this Ireland one, EIRE, however you say that. So, those are the other ones that I do have in there. I just haven't got pictures of or uploaded yet. So, there we go. Yeah. I'm going to get your package in the mail tomorrow, AG. So hopefully it doesn't take forever. My mail takes a little longer, at least to get to me. See you guys. See you, Frogman. And so with yours, I did get that Second Amendment one in there. And then Keith M, same thing. Let's see him tonight, but got that one. And there you go, Cody. Yeah, I can get you a copy of that. I'll have to find where I've saved it. I'm getting in a 1909S VDB Lincoln Cent replica. I don't know. I just picked up a whole ton of. See ya, Jim. Thanks for coming. I just picked up like 100 and something different rounds. A lot of them are duplicates, but some of them are to replace ones that I have. Right now, that's the only Lincoln one I have. The Lincoln Wheat Penny. Can I wait? Yeah. For when they come in. Because, like I said, I got tons of them coming. But a lot of them are duplicates. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Because I can tell you if I've got. Hey, B. Waller. Any particular type of thing coming in? I have one I can toss into KJ's package for you. Okay. Ones I've got coming in, I've got another Donald Trump in a hat. I've got the Snake, Don't Tread on Me. I've got a Canadian Maple Leaf. Titanic. Civil War. Second Amendment. So, Maple Leaf, if you want a Canadian one, I do have one coming in for that. I do have some alien ones that says we'll be back. Another one that says wrong button. I've got Morgan, lots of Indian head. I got Merc Dimes. I've got some, I think some pirate ones. Donald Trump, Ben Franklin, Eagle, Mexican Libertad, if you like that, Bitcoin, some copper bars. So, all kinds of stuff. Let's see, can I wait? Yes. Is there a way for me to get the Trump one you have coming in? Yes, I think I thought I got one in. It's number 25 on that list I sent you, is the same one that's coming in. So I do have that Donald Trump. See, I've gotten organized and made these all up. So it looks just like that. I've got a couple of those coming in. I might have a different one. I'll check. So if you want that one, you can get that. And I'll check and see if there's any other ones. Got it. I do have a couple different Donald Trumps, it looks like. One of them is his portrait. It says Donald J. Trump. So I can send you a pic of that one. So I do have a couple of them coming in, so I must have missed it. Yeah, like I said, there's that one, and then there's a different one that I've got coming in also, so I'll send you a pic of that. They should make a copper round that's replica of the 43 copper wheat penny that's extremely rare. Mom isn't doing well. I had to give her nitro tonight. I'm going to keep an eye on her in the morning till the hospice nurse. Let me just do this and I'll show you. So this is the other Donald Trump one I've got coming in. It's not a very good picture, it's just kind of that. So I've got that Donald Trump, and then I've got that number 25 that's on that list. So if you want that one, let me know. It's just wait until it comes. Otherwise, I've got that other Donald Trump. So I'm just going to write that. And KJ said wait. So when I get those in, I'll try to get a kind of a quick pick of a lot of them, KJ, and get those sent to you. Oh, I've also got a copper $100 bill. That's another one. I got a whole 3/4 of a tube of Walking Liberty, or ASC look. All of those. So yeah, I got a whole tons of stuff. 6, 12, 14, 100, about 160 different rounds, although a lot of them are, like I said, duplicates. There you go. Get that one in the mail. I will see. Get those sent. Once I get them, I'll get those other ones out in the mail. Got a lot of stuff to do. So, yeah, I had to keep one of those for myself just because, hey, it's a jackalope. I'm going to show you guys, for those that missed it, for some of the rounds that I got in, this was one of them. A Loch Ness Monster. It's a colorized, kind of a little bit of a 3D look to it. And then the other one that it came with is this. It's kind of this UFO is raised up, so it's got like a 3D type effect on that also. So those are going in mine, but I thought those were cool. I love that. That one's awesome. This one's pretty cool too. But yeah, this one, I guess there's only 5,000 made or something, supposedly. At least that's what one of them was saying. They're selling for, like, I can't remember how much, 25 bucks each or something. But I didn't pay that. I got them in one of my lots. So yeah, that one there is, the back is kind of cool too. But the colorized UFO, and like I said, that UFO is kind of raised up, so if you're looking at it, it's like a 3D. And then Loch Ness. So yeah. And then of course I got my 2-ounce one, Aztec calendar. But I love the Aztec calendar. I can't remember if I had a 2-ounce one, but it's a little bit tarnished, but it's kind of a cool look to it too. So but that is one that is mine. I don't give away my Aztec calendar stuff. I've got so many things of the Aztec calendar. Reminds me of the Boston logo. Yep. So I'll try to get a copy of all those to you, KJ. Maple Leaf, like I said, I've got a Canadian one coming if you're still here. You can get that. Coin Cody, when that other Trump one comes in, I'll send you a pic of both of them, and plus the other ones I'm getting. So cool. Well, looks like I'm late. Sorry I missed the hunt. Well, thanks for popping in. Just kind of showing off some of the different rounds, and also some of the gold foil notes and stuff. 12 RAM. So, I don't have any more dimes. I was going to say I'd open those, but I finished all those dimes. And then I've got quarters, but those kind of take a while. I don't want to start a box just to not do it. I did get 2 gold-plated V-nickels in my purchase of what was supposed to be just average V-nickels. And I pulled out the tube and I was like, why are there gold-looking ones? And that was why. Also found a 55p nickel, which is semi-key date, in just a regular roll of ones that I ordered. And I've got a couple Indian heads that I needed. Great nickel hunt tonight, DHC. Thanks for everything. You might stick around if you're hunting something else. I'm not sure what I might hunt. Like I said, I have nickels, but I'm saving those for my streams. I got a few halves, but my quarters. But I think with the quarters, it would be one of those that would take me a few nights of going through them every little bit, but maybe we'll do it. But I will be back, not Thursday, most likely, because of Thanksgiving. So, if someone absolutely wants me to hunt, then they can, buy a box and I'll stream it even if it's just for them. So, otherwise it'll be next Monday and Thursday's regular time, 5:30 again. So, holidays are a little different. And I don't think I have anything coming up for family-related stuff yet. So, are scents dried up in your area too? Yes, when they announced, I don't know, a month or so ago that they were going to quit ordering pennies, my banks had said we'll try to get them, but we're not being allowed to receive any, even if we order them. But we'll keep trying. I said, okay. And they have not gotten any in since that time. So if I would have known 6 months ago, I would have been hoarding them like crazy so I could still do penny boxes. But right now I've only got one for my kids. So that's unfortunately about all I have. So no pennies for me in my area. Neither of my banks. And people that were able to get them a little while ago are now starting to find that they can't get them. So even a month ago when I wasn't able to, some people were still able to get a box or two, but it sounds like they're drying up for them too. Can't order, got $4 today, customer wrapped. Yeah. Like I said, my banks have tried to order, but they're being rejected for any pennies. So I told them, can you double my nickel boxes? Can I get 4 every order? Because they only order every other week. Luckily, my one bank can order them. My other bank can order them. So I'm able to stay a week or 2 ahead. Right now I've got, I think, 3 more boxes of nickels. So hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday, they'll have at least a couple boxes. My one bank did have 1 that they could sell me, but they didn't get their halves in, which sucks. This was a kind of a cool thing I found in one of my box halves. An 82 San Francisco proof, 90% commemorative silver. I'd never found one of these before, and I was like, that's weird. It's a silver edge, but it's a commemorative. So I started looking at it, and 82 San Francisco, they made silver and also regular non-proof, and that's kind of cool. Only 4.894 million 44 made, which is actually more than the other one, but mint condition, these are worth like $1 more than the other ones, but still, it's not mint. It's still cool. It's got a, doesn't want to focus, but it's got must be his house or something. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I never found one of those. Well, I think that's about it. Hi, sorry, phone call. Yeah, not a problem. So, I've got a few of these. The Trump one for when I get it, send you a pic. KJ, I'll send you a pic of a lot of them that I get. If Maple Leaf emails me, I'll say I do have a Canadian one coming in case he wants it. And then we'll see what Larry wants, but that is what I got. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. You guys are great. Especially my mods for throwing the year guesses and stop and that sort of thing, and also keeping me on track on who I missed when we're doing those years. I did have to make a shirt free before send out package. People gold-plated Liberty Head V nickels in 1883 because the U.S. Mint had accidentally omitted the word cents on the reverse. Con artists try to pass them off as $5 gold pieces. Yeah, these, obviously it's a new plating. And it has 5 cents, or it has cents at the bottom. But it's a 1907 and a 1911, so it doesn't really matter on that. You too, have a good Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be doing much. Probably just go over to my parents. We're just going to have kind of a simple meal, ham and not sure what else. Probably some roll or something, but Mom's not going to cook a big meal. My kids will probably come over. I'll have them that night. My son will watch football with Grandpa. And my daughter will probably hang with Grandma and sew or something. But everybody, hope you have a good travel if you are traveling, or if you're not. Hopefully your weather and stuff's good. Thank you, Wild. It's one of those things that hopefully you have some people to spend it with. If the one year I was, didn't have family or anything, I was in a different city. I went down to Sam's Club, bought a pack of king crab legs, and I made king crab feast with clarified butter, and put it on a big cookie tray, or cooking sheet, and sat in the living room, put it on the ottoman, and ate it while I was watching football. So it was a great one, because I wouldn't have been able to get to families and back and everything. Hey, Renee and me, welcome. Just about time to say goodbye, so my hands aren't too bad tonight, just a little bit. Usually they're worse, but this is what we ended up finding. 2024 or 2009, 2 Canadian, 640s, 450s, a dateless Buffalo, 3 war nickels, and then a 2025 that I threw in. Not a find, but when people need a 2025, I throw them in for them. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 finds. Not too bad. I mean, you got just right here with 3 warp nickels, you've almost got $9 worth of silver. So this pack has got all that. So yeah, I'm not doing it on Thursday, but like I said, if someone really wants to do a box and they send me money and say stream anyway, I might do that. But right now I'm not planning on streaming Thursday. But I will be back on Monday, 5:30. So thanks for hanging out. Listen to me jabber for a bit. Kind of see some of the cool things I got in. I've got to get some of these, get pictures of like the jackalope. Lincoln in Weed We Trust with that Vietnam, Abominable Snowman, the Jersey Devil, COVID-19 2020 pandemic, and an Ireland one with that on the back. So once those other ones come in, I'll be able to get everything done. So there you go. We will see you next week. Thanks for hanging. I appreciate it. And I will let you go. Have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving.